I was just struggling constantly with these issues. And I was like, am I the only one? There are so many women who don't like the way their vagina looks, their vagina smells, or the way their vagina feels. And I totally understand because I was there at one point too. My name is Adrienne Rommel. I am a holistic nutritionist and wellness coach that specializes in holistic nutrition and wellness practices for women's sexual health. And I want to talk to you today about my secrets on how I have developed a better relationship with my vagina. I just want to start out by saying all vaginas and vulvas are beautiful. No matter how you think your vagina or vulva looks, all shapes and sizes and colors and smells and textures are all beautiful. And it really does take some time to develop a good connection and a good relationship with your vagina. And when you can learn how to do that, you can feel so much more in your feminine power and feel much more confident about your vaginal health, especially if you are somebody that struggles with chronic vaginal health issues. Getting started, I'm going to share my top 3 tips on how to develop a better relationship with your vagina. If you have a vagina or a vulva, this is really great for you, especially if you struggle with your vaginal health. If you struggle with the way your vagina and vulva looks or feels or smells, this video is for you. It's so important. It's been such an important part of my personal healing journey with my vaginal health because I've struggled with my vaginal health for the majority of my life. I have been through it all. And there was one time where I really just felt like I needed a new vagina. But after the work that I've done with so many women, helping them with their vaginal health issues, I've realized that so many women struggle with their vaginal health too, and the relationship with their vaginas and vulvas. And that's what I'm going to be talking about today. The first tip that I have is your diet. Everything that you put into your mouth is literally connected to your vaginal health. And I'll tell you why. Your vaginal health has a relationship with and is connected to and dependent on the health of your gut. So, of course, your gut health is dependent on what you're putting into your mouth. So diet is number 1. This is really, really important to learn about what foods you can eat that will nourish your body to support your gut health and then therefore your vaginal health, and which foods you need to avoid eating that cause a lot of inflammation in the body, cause a lot of acidity in the body, and can really mess up your vaginal microbiome and your vaginal pH levels. Your vagina has a microbiome just like your gut has a microbiome, which consists of thousands of different kinds of bacteria, both good and bad, that has all kinds of responsibilities in the body to keep our vaginas nice and healthy. And it's the same thing with your gut. Your gut, as we've all heard of a gut microbiome, your gut has thousands of good and bad bacteria interacting with each other to promote nutrient absorption and digestion and elimination and making sure that everything is functioning in your body. Your gut is the home to a lot of other things and functions in the body that's also connected to your vaginal health, which is another reason why diet is so important. For example, your endocrine system, your nervous system, and your immune system can also impact the health of your vagina. And the home of all of these things is in the gut. And again, this is why diet is so important to maintaining your gut health and therefore maintaining your vaginal health, helping you to develop a really good relationship to your vagina. Once you become aware of these things, you can start to learn maybe which foods trigger your vagina to maybe smell different, taste different, or even trigger a vaginal infection. So A couple of my top tips with diet is eat the rainbow of fruits and vegetables that are fresh and as good quality and organic, if you can, as possible. Going into the grocery store and hitting the produce section first and buying all your favorite fruits and vegetables in all different colors. They contain so many beneficial vitamins and nutrients that are good for our bodies, good for our guts, and good for our vaginas. And it's really important that they are fresh because oftentimes frozen foods lose a lot of the nutrients in the freezing process. Eating whole grains that are gluten-free, like quinoa, buckwheat, millet, really includes a lot of fiber, which is really important to your gut health because your gut flora loves fiber, and it really helps to promote digestion and elimination, which is beneficial for our vaginal health as well. I know, it's weird. You never thought taking a poop would help benefit your vaginal health, but it does. Making sure that you're regular is really important to help to support and promote your gut health as well as your vaginal health, because remember, they're all connected. The third one is making sure that you're getting good quality sources of protein into your diet, whether you're a meat eater or a plant-based eater. So if you are somebody that eats meat, you want to make sure that you're buying consciously raised, good quality meat products or animal products, trying to make sure that they're as organic or consciously sourced as possible. But if you are a plant-based eater, making sure that you're getting whole food protein sources, so beans, legumes, and getting yourself a really good vegan or plant-based protein powder is also really important. A powder that is low in sugar and as low carb as possible, but high in protein. And last but not least, you want to make sure that you're getting good fats into your diet in moderation, because eating too many can cause you to gain weight. But good fats are actually really important to your gut health and to your vaginal health, and they have so many different benefits. If you've seen any of my other videos, they help you to maintain your blood sugar, which helps in so many ways. It helps prevent your cravings. It helps you to not want to reach for your 3 p.m. sugary snack. It helps to satiate you for longer in between meals, so you don't feel like you need to snack in between meals, or you don't have the cravings that you might have for sugar or something sweet. And it also helps you to manage your vaginal pH as well as maintain your vaginal flora, which is really great for preventing vaginal infections. And it also helps with vaginal lubrication because it helps strengthen your vaginal walls and balance your hormones. And all of these things are also connected to the health of your gut, which is, again, why diet is so important. And one little extra bonus tip is making sure that you're drinking a ton of water. I can't say this enough. Making sure that you are getting at least minimum 8 glasses of water a day. Drinking water is so beneficial for both your gut and your vaginal health because it helps us flush out toxins out of our bodies, promote digestion and elimination, and helps keep us lubricated, which our vaginas really love. That was a lot of tips under the diet umbrella. Now for number 2. My second tip on how to develop a better relationship with your vagina and vulva is self-care, self-care, self-care. This is so important. We've all heard the saying, you need to fill your cup first. And this is so important when it comes to creating a better relationship with your vagina and vulva. When you are nourishing yourself with all of the self-love and self-care, it really helps to soothe your nervous system, which is connected to your gut health. And it also will then help you to balance your hormones and all kinds of other, so many benefits. But it really helps you up here and down there, and especially with your gut health. And as we know, as I've mentioned before, it's all connected. My favorite self-care practices are yoga, meditation, walking outside in nature, taking detox baths with my favorite essential oils like lavender oil and maybe some eucalyptus oil, and really nourishing my body with the foods that it loves and that it wants. Sometimes I want healthy food, like a warming quinoa bowl with roasted vegetables and good fats and something that's really nourishing. But sometimes I want the dark chocolate. And when my body wants that, I allow myself to have that, because eating for me brings me so much pleasure in my life. I love to enjoy my favorite naughty things in moderation, like chocolate and wine and maybe some sweet and salty popcorn here and there. But I allow myself to do that when my body wants it, because otherwise I am neglecting myself and what I actually really want, and that brings me joy and that brings me pleasure and comfort. But I do it in moderation, and that's what's really important, because it helps me to prevent myself from swinging from one extreme to the other. When I follow like an 80-20 rule of eating, that's what really helps me allow myself to indulge in my favorite things in moderation sometimes, but also nourish my body with the foods and the nutrients and the vitamins that it needs to be able to maintain my gut and my vaginal health. I really love spending time with friends and laughing and relaxing and watching movies and reading and doing things that help me to relax and kind of ease into my body, as opposed to being so much up here. A lot of us are so go, 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 go all the time. We're just overthinking, just stressed. But when you can just learn to slow down and get into your body and allow yourself to relax, it's really, really important. Okay, my final tip number 3, is doing an affirmation practice specifically for your vagina and vulva. And looking at your vagina and vulva in a mirror and telling her how beautiful she is. I know this sounds crazy and woo-woo and weird, but I tell you, it has been such a big part of my healing journey, because I love to look at my vagina. So many women so many talks that I've done and so many women that I've talked to, a lot of women haven't even seen their vulvas. So it's important to kind of side note the difference. The vulva is the external part of your vagina and the vagina is the internal part. And I use both words because I talk about both of these things. But when I say vulva, it's the external part. So getting a mirror, spreading your legs, getting a mirror, putting the mirror in front of you and taking a look and seeing what's going on down there and seeing how she looks. And maybe running your fingers over her and see how she feels. And that doesn't necessarily mean self-pleasuring or masturbating. I mean, you can if you want to. That's also another really good way to develop a better relationship with your vagina and vulva. I should also note, self-pleasure is really important, because if you can learn how to pleasure yourself, you can teach other people how to pleasure you. So that's really important. But also getting your mirror out, taking a look at her and telling her how beautiful she is. Running your fingers over her and feeling all the different little areas and creases and different textures and things is so important, especially if you are struggling with vaginal infections. That's the most important time to do this work. When I have struggled with my chronic vaginal infections, this is what I would do. I would take a mirror down there and take a look around, and instead of feeling ashamed and frustrated and sad, I would look at her and tell her that she is beautiful and that I love her and that we are healing and everything is going to be okay. And that has been, for me personally, such a huge part of developing a better relationship with my vagina. It's made me more confident in my vaginal health and in myself, because when my vagina doesn't feel good, I don't feel good. But when I can tell her these things and give her that reassurance, it's almost like reassuring my inner child. And I'm telling her how wonderful she is and how much I love her and how we're doing the work to heal and it's gonna be okay, everything is gonna be okay. It really soothes my soul. I know this sounds weird, I know this sounds very woo-woo, but this work is really important if you want to develop a better relationship to your vagina and vulva. And it's really important because our vagina and vulva is a very powerful thing, and it's really connected to the source of our feminine power and our feminine essence. And when we can understand that, and when we can start to connect with it and feel, we can then develop a much better relationship with our vagina, which is really important to help us feel more confident, more sensual, more in our feminine power. So those 3 tips again are diet, self-care and self-love, and what I call vagina and vulva affirmations. The quality of your life is determined by the quality of your health. And your vaginal health is so important, but it's something that's been so neglected, that we've been programmed to neglect over the years. But it's time now to understand how to reconnect with your vaginal health, because it's really, really powerful. And these are things that I can help you with in these videos. Our goal is for you to become the superhuman version of yourself, the bioptimized woman. If you like this video, and if you want to see more videos like this, or even if there's anything that you can suggest, any topics that you'd like me to discuss, I'd love to hear from you in the comments below. And like and subscribe to this channel and hit the little bell notification to get notified when I create more juicy videos like this. Thanks so much for tuning in, and we'll see you next time.